Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making some homemade bread in my bread machine. So I will put a list of the ingredients and quantities down in the description box below. But if you want to see what I'm doing, carry on watching and we'll get making some bread. Today I'm going to be making a 600-gram loaf. So firstly what I'm going to do is put 300 millilitres of milk into my bread machine. Now I'm just using normal dairy milk, but if you wanted to make this a vegan recipe, you could actually use a vegan alternative like oat milk. I've used that previously and that's okay, or obviously almond or soy. Into our bread machine the milk goes. And to that then I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons of, I'm using vegetable oil. You can actually use olive oil, but I do find that does have a little bit of a flavour into it. Next up to that we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt, so I'm just using table salt, and 2 tablespoons of sugar, it's just white sugar. Just make sure you add all the ingredients in the stages that I'm telling you, because what you don't want to do is add your yeast in and yeast be deactivated by your salt that's going in, so it is important to follow. So now I'm going to add in my bread flour, and I've got 450 grams of flour here. So today I'm using a wholemeal mix, but what you can do is use a white bread flour and add in some seeds and grains of your choice, or use one that's already pre-done. That is quite nice as well. This would be the point you would add any extra sort of add-ins. If you're making, say, a cheese one, you could grate some cheese in and put some sun-dried tomatoes, that'd be quite nice. And then the last ingredient to go into our bread machine is 2 teaspoons of dried yeast. So when you check in for your yeast, just make sure it is one that says it is compatible with bread machines. Most of them are nowadays. And once that's all sorted, we're just going to pop our lid down, put it onto the relevant timer for the size of dough we're making and the program we're doing. So this is a sandwich loaf, which will take 3 hours for the size that I'm doing. So after our 3 hours, our bread is nicely baked and you should be able to smell it in the whole house. My machine does actually beep quite constantly to tell me that the bread's done. So there's no getting away from that fact, you can smell and hear it. So what I do is I just open my machine lid up and gently just pick up the handle for my bread container. And then I'll use some oven gloves to remove it because it is quite warm, and then turn that out onto a wire rack and stand it the right way up so it can completely cool. I am just going to cover this over with the net just to make sure that nothing gets on top of it that I don't want to be on my bread. So that's today's video and how to make homemade bread in a bread machine. Now there is lots of other things you can do with your bread machine, like pizza doughs, cakes and lots of other things, so have fun trying those out. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel because it really does help me out, and share it with your friends if you think they may be interested. Thank you, bye.